Hello student, Hemant is here. So today we will continue with the part of our chapter called metallurgy. So today we are going to understand the chemical properties of non-metals. So we have to understand what are non-metal first. Okay. So non-metals actually में क्या होते हैं? So what are non-metals? Non-metals are the element they have tendency to gain electrons. So non-metal को सबसे पहले हम डिफाइन कर लेंगे. So what will be non-metals? Elements having tendency to lose electron. Lose electrons are called elements have tendency to gain electrons. Gain electrons are called as non-metals. And those elements, see, we have element. E represents element. When element is going to gain electron, they acquire positive charge. See, if they gain n number of electrons, the element will acquire n negative charge. So number of electron will represent the number of negative charge. So जितने इलेक्ट्रॉन गेन करेंगे उतने ही नेगेटिव चार्ज आएंगे. ओके. सो सी दे आर फॉर्मिंग नेगेटिव आयंस. So elements they form negative ion by gain of electron are called as electronegative elements. So we can say non-metals are electronegative. Electronegative elements. Okay. So now we will discuss about the chemical properties of non-metal. So the first property we are going to discuss of non-metals. Okay. So first property. The first property of non-metals is the reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Okay. So first reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Okay, oxygen gas. So we have first element which is carbon, and carbon is the non-metal. So when carbon reacts with oxygen, so ऐसा कब होगा? When we will burn carbon in presence of oxygen. When carbon undergoes complete oxidation, forms carbon dioxide gas. Form carbon dioxide gas, and the process is called as burning, because we have to burn carbon in presence of oxygen in order to form carbon dioxide. Okay. So carbon dioxide forms when complete combustion of carbon takes place. Okay. So when complete combustion takes place. Okay. But when incomplete combustion takes place, when incomplete combustion of carbon takes place, then, and when incomplete combustion of takes place of carbon, when there is no sufficient oxygen is supplied. Okay. So when carbon burns in limited supply of oxygen gas or air, then carbon monoxide is formed. CO is carbon monoxide and CO2 is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is acidic in nature, whereas carbon monoxide is neutral in nature. It is neutral in nature. Okay. So carbon monoxide is formed when incomplete combustion of carbon takes place. So we have to write here incomplete combustion takes place. And when incomplete combustion of carbon takes place, when there is limited supply of oxygen gas. Okay. So it is in gaseous form, it is in solid form. Here again it is in solid form, and here it is in gaseous form. So it is carbon monoxide gas, dioxide gas, and it is carbon monoxide gas. Okay. We'll take one more example. Let sulfur. Sulfur when reacts with oxygen gas. When sulfur reacts with oxygen gas, it forms sulfur dioxide. It forms sulfur dioxide. So it is again acidic in nature. So we have to write the name of compound also. So it is, what it is? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. It is carbon monoxide. And it is sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, sulfur dioxide gas. Again, it is acidic in nature. It is neutral in nature, and it is acidic in nature. Okay, that means the pH level of this acidic carbon dioxide means carbon dioxide is below 7. Here again we have the pH level below 7, and the carbon monoxide's pH value is equals to 7. Okay, that's why it is neutral, and both oxides of, that is oxide of carbon and oxide of sulfur, are acidic in nature because their pH value is less than 7. Okay, so write down this reaction. It is all about reaction of non-metals with oxygen gas. Okay, so write down. Now we will check next chemical property, the reaction of non-metal with water, or we can write H2O. H2O is nothing but water. Okay, so we have chlorine gas. We have chlorine gas. When chlorine gas reacts with water, they form HOCl. What is HOCl? It is hydrogen oxychloride. It is hydrogen oxychloride. We have to write the name also. And hydrogen chloride is formed along with HCl is formed. Okay, so this is the reaction when non-metal reacts with water. They form hydrogen oxychloride and hydrogen chloride, that is HCl, hydrochloric acid, is formed. Okay, so this is the all about reaction of non-metal with water. Okay, so write down this reaction also. Now we will check the third chemical property of non-metal. Okay, the reaction of non-metal with dilute acid. Dilute acids. Like we have HBr. What is HBr? It is hydrogen bromide. So it is hydrobromic acid. When hydrogen bromide reacts with chlorine gas. When reacts with chlorine gas, and here chlorine is in the form of Cl2. So here the displacement reaction takes place. See, here we have bromine. So chlorine is going to replace bromine. Okay, so the product will be HCl, that is hydrogen chloride, and bromine gas, and bromine is formed, and bromine is formed. So in order to balance the reaction, we have to multiply here by 2. Now we have 2 chlorine here, and here also 2 chlorine. But hydrogen here we had 2 atoms, so we have to multiply here also by 2. Then our hydrogen will get balanced. We have 2 bromine, here we have again 2 bromine. So now the reaction is balanced. Okay, so we have to write the name of reactant as well as product. So it is chlorine gas, it is hydrobromic acid, or yes, it is hydrobromic acid. It is hydrochloric acid, and it is bromine. Okay, so this is all about the reaction of non-metal with dilute acids. Okay, so write down this reaction also. Now we will understand the next reaction, that is fourth reaction. The reaction of nonmetals with hydrogen gas. The reaction of nonmetal with hydrogen gas. Okay, so we have again chlorine gas or nonmetal, we will say sulfur. Sulfur is nonmetal. When sulfur is reacting with hydrogen gas, so we have hydrogen gas, and when hydrogen gas reacts with sulfur form hydrogen sulfide, that is H2S. It is the hydride of nonmetal called hydrogen sulfide. Okay, next reaction, see, we'll take nitrogen. Nitrogen, it is the maximum percent available in our surrounding. The nitrogen gas available in our surrounding is 78% approximately. Okay, so it is present in our surrounding in the form of nitrogen gas. When nitrogen gas reacts with hydrogen gas, they form ammonia. Ammonia is NH3. NH3 is ammonia. Okay, so see, here we have two nitrogen, but here we have only one. So in order to balance reaction, we have to multiply by 2. Now we have hydrogen, 3 into 2 is 6, and here we have only 2. So here we have to multiply by 3. Now 3 2's are 6 hydrogen, here also we have 6. 2 nitrogen atoms are here. Here again we have 2, that is the reaction is balanced. So name of this compound is ammonia. Okay, so this is the way how nonmetals react with hydrogen gas. Okay, so this is all about the reaction of nonmetal with hydrogen gas. So write down this reaction also. So here we have completed all the properties of nonmetals. That means all the properties, that is chemical properties of nonmetals. Okay, so here we have completed our non-metallic part. Now we are going to start the ionic compound. Okay, so now we will understand the ionic compound. So what are ionic compound basically? Okay, so those compound, when dissolved in water, they break down to form anion and cation, are called as ionic compound. Like we have sodium chloride. What is sodium chloride? It is the salt that we are using every day in our daily diet. Okay, so NaCl, when dissolved in water, so it breaks down to form Na positive ion, which is in water. That means we have to write aqueous here. So AQ represents the aqueous. It is the abbreviation of aqua. Aqua means water. Okay, and Cl negative ion is also formed. So Cl negative ion again in water. That's why we have to write aqueous also. So we can say sodium chloride, when dissolved in water, breaks down into sodium positive ion and chlorine negative ion. That's why sodium chloride is called as ionic compound. Okay, so ionic compounds are formed by the give and take of electron. That's why they have ionic bond between chlorine and sodium. See, the process is when sodium have to first form sodium positive ion by loss of electron. This electron is going to accept by chlorine. So this electron will gain by chlorine. Okay, so chlorine will form Cl negative ion. So here we have positive ion and here we have negative ion. So the sodium positive ion and chlorine negative ion, they attract each other with the help of electrostatic force of attraction. That electrostatic force of attraction is called as ionic bond. It is ionic bond. Okay, so in ionic compound, ionic bond is present. The force of attraction works between them is electrostatic force of attraction, and when they dissolve in water, they use ions. That's why, due to these reasons, these compounds are called as ionic compound. Okay, सो आयोनिक कंपाउंड की प्रॉपर्टीज वी विल अंडरस्टैंड इन नेक्स्ट वीडियो. ओके, सो आज के लिए इतना ही, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में.